Today, we're connecting openclaw to Discord. We'll focus more on pairing the Discord server with openclaw. Along the way, we'll also become familiar with giving access to specific channels if we want our agent to be limited to an area. What I'll be using is a server hosted on the cloud, but everything I do here works locally as well. So let's start off with spinning up a VM on Hetzner. I have a Pulumi project that creates all the objects I need. It's pretty much just a VM and an SSH key object. I prepared a makefile as well, so it'll be easier to type the commands in. So I'll be running Pulumi up using the makefile, and we'll wait when the server comes up. Okay, so that's done. Let's shell into the server now. Let's check and let me run openclaw. It's not there yet. So I'll come back to the project and use Ansible to configure this server. Ansible runs playbooks, which is a sequence of tasks that run in order. We'll run our playbooks, which pretty much installs what we'll need in today's demo. So you'll see the objects that were installed. Let's go back to our terminal that is logged into the server and run openclaw again and see if it got installed. Once openclaw is successfully running, let's go back to Discord and set up our server. So here, you'll need to access the Discord developer portal where we'll need to create our bot. So from here, let's click that create new application button. Go to the bot page to initialize our application's bot. So we need to reset the token first and save that on a text file somewhere in your computer. Until you have everything paired, I suggest save it and delete it once done. You can always reset it again and reconnect. So let's scroll down and turn server members intent and message content intent on. Great, when we got the Discord side sorted, let's go back again to our server. And we need to run our openclaw onboarding. If you need a more slower pace, I had another video that does the step-by-step of this part. But today we'll focus on the Discord channel. So here goes. Now continue and then pick quick start. So let's set the LLM model to min-max 2.7 global. We'll set our token as well. So here comes the channel option, which you already know we're doing Discord. Remember that token you saved earlier? This is where it usually goes. But since we used the environment variable earlier, we'll be putting in the environment variable on here. Then we'll configure the Discord access. So when it asks to pick the channel allow list, I prefer to do this manually, so I'll skip putting it in here. By default, openclaw locks down your Discord server and won't let the agent respond to just anyone. With an allow list, you're explicitly saying these are the only servers, channels, or users my agent is allowed to talk to. Everything else, ignored. I'll also skip web search, as that's not significant for right now. We'll do the same for skills and hooks. Now we'll set the environment variable Discord bot token through systemctl, so when we restart, it won't crash on us. Let's restart the gateway as per usual and check the status after a few seconds. Okay, so it's time to add our bot to the Discord server. We'll need to get the generated URL from the OAuth page and open that up so we can let the bot in. We will need to pair this via direct message first. So it's advised that before you disable direct message access to the bot, you need to pair through DMs first. So let's say hi to trigger the pairing command. So whatever it responds to us, we'll need that to execute on the server, the same way we did on the Telegram channel. Let's copy that and go back to our server and run that command. Okay, now that's paired. Let's test reaching out to it from one of the channels. Let's make sure that the bot can actually respond in the channels first. It's not responding. Let's check the openclaw.json file. I suggest getting familiar with this file, as this is how you configure openclaw. Looking at the channels object, we have our Discord setup on here, but we're missing the guilds configuration. We need to enable a target guild ID or in other words, a server ID. And then add the channels inside it. So let me go back to the documentation to check the proper key value pairs needed. We'll see here you can enable requireMention, meaning it needs to be mentioned using the @ symbol so it responds to you or to whoever sends a message to it. And you can filter who can interact with it using the user's key. It accepts an array of IDs. Now let's try that again. Ooh, there it is. It's responding using emojis first, then responds with a text. Great, that's working on a channel. Okay, now let's try to create another channel where we'll set it up so that that's the only area it can respond to. Let's name it AI Assistant. Now let's verify first that it responds to it here. Cool. Let's go back to openclaw.json to configure which channel it can't interact in. And we do that by adding the channels key or object. This object can accept channel IDs as child properties, and will disable the channel using the allow key. We'll set it with either true or false. We'll start with the general channel and set it to false. Now let's get the AI Assistant channel ID and set it to true. Okay, let's verify again if it's still working in the AI Assistant channel. Great. And then lastly, verify in the general channel. There you go, it doesn't. So here we've limited access to openclaw on specific channels only. So just messing around with messaging the AI agent, I wanted to see if I can get it to scrape a specific link. And it doesn't really do that right now. So this link that I need openclaw to visit needed a browser. So it loads up all the JavaScript it needs to generate the page. So if you guys want, drop a comment below and I can try to address this one next. So anyway, that's it. I hope you learned something new today.